never guess the places that I've been. You never guess the places that I've been. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. I'm never gonna let the day begin. Never gonna let the day begin. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. Oh, don't wake me up before you go, and I'll just make this bed my home. Oh, darling, please just let me sleep. Give me my dreams.
You know, Max, I think I can handle it from here. Yeah, I got it. Don't worry about it. All right, guys, it's kind of, I mean, maybe it's me, but it's kind of weird how one thing leads to another can lead to another, and that's exactly what happened in today's video. I went out to Detroit to hook up with my buddy Brian because I just wanted to shoot a video on my foxes and bring it to his audience because he's huge in the reptile community and animals in general. And while we're there, we're just visiting, and he's starting to tell me his story about how he's building these giant reptile enclosures, and I kind of had this aha moment. I mean, I know, not kind of, I actually had an aha moment. And the process he's talking about is he actually makes artificial rockwork out of rhino lining or a duraliner and then impregnates it with stone dust, right? And a 4x8 sheet of this stuff will maybe weigh like 20 pounds. And I looked at Brian and I said, can this guy make artificial rockwork like this stuff you see behind me? You see my house here? I did about 2,000 square feet of this stuff, and I hated every minute of it. I worked on my house, artificial stonework, for at least 2 months, and I scraped the skin right off my fingertips trying to install this stuff. If I could have, instead of taken a sheet and just boom, 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 popped it up and been done, a wall like that, right there that you see, you can do a wall like that in 15 minutes. I would have bought that stuff any day of the week. And so one thing leads to another. I end up flying down to Texas to meet up with this guy. But before we do that, let's go see what happens in Detroit at Brian's place. I come to Detroit, I never expect to hold an alligator like this. I think Florida, not Detroit. This is awesome. Look at his tail is all the way down to my legs. Right here, okay?
Yeah, whatever, you'll be fine.
So he like has free range of this, right? So he can just, does he ever just go out on the floor?
He doesn't come out on the floor, but yeah, he climbs up, he hangs out on the ledge, he comes up here. Yeah, he hangs out on the ledge, he comes up here, he climbs. Yeah, he's just got the brain. Every now and then we will literally put him on the floor just so he can wander around, but other than that, he just hangs out.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh?
Wow.
I mean, some people have pet dogs and cats. Not me. I have pet alligators.
A pet's about 5 foot?
Oh, yeah, 5.5 foot. Yep.
Yep, 5 foot alligator.
Baby. You eventually get, 8 to 12 foot.
All right, so next we're gonna meet Lucy. If I was going to describe Lucy, I would say she's a permanently pissed off python, which is kind of like describing my 14-year-old daughter in a way, minus the python part.
All right, so we obviously have Lucy out now. The thing is that I'm letting her kind of wear herself out for a minute before I bring Stanley in, because she's actually gravid and she just shed. So that means she's about 30 days away from laying eggs, and she's a little cranky right now. So I want to wear her out a little bit, make sure she's completely fine. So that way when Stanley comes in, he has a good experience and doesn't get bitten. I know, I'm like out of breath. She's like wearing me out. I'm trying to wear her out, but she's wearing me out. Okay, girl, you're doing good. You're fine now. So any minute she's gonna be at a point where she's gonna calm down.
Brian's idea of calming down and my idea of calming down are not the same thing. If turning around and getting ready to try and bite you is calming down, well then yeah, this snake's perfectly tranquil.
A couple folds here. Number one, we want to wear her out, keep her moving. Number two, we always want to keep her head to a point where she's not coming back on us. And as long as her head is going straight like she is now, I don't have to worry. As soon as her head S's up and her tongue starts staying out, like really rapid movements, then I know I'm in trouble.
And about 13 seconds after he just gets done saying that, we get to see exactly what he's saying.
We're fine. It's just when she starts to tense up and tighten up, what happens with retics is they'll go from being your friend to biting you in a second. Just the way, and you can just tell the movement in her head, the way her eyes will kind of change and shift. See, she's starting to S a little bit. So that means she's gotten, oh gosh, that's not good. It's okay, girl. It's okay, sweetie. See, okay, wait. Just, I'd leave that alone for a second.
I have a hook right here.
Nope, you're okay.
Alright.
Yeah, give that to me. See her tail moving? That's a bad sign. I'm gonna just leave her here for a second.
Just from where that python is sitting, I'm not really sure what part of Brian's body he should be worried about. And instead of us worrying about it, we're gonna hop on over to Texas. Now, if you really wanna find out how the rest of that story goes, go visit him at his channel. The video's up, it's on over there, so go check him out over there. But Brian and I are gonna head from Detroit down to Texas to meet the guy that makes this insane artificial rock work. This process is really cool. I mean, it's cool. Alright guys, I just landed in Dallas. I came down here because Brian invited me down after I was in Detroit with him at his place, and he was talking exactly about this Australian dude over here, right? His name is Stu, and he owns a company called Universal Rocks, and they create some phenomenal works of art, literally works of art. But that's not the important thing. The important thing that really struck home to me and may strike home to you guys is what he does is not yet really optimized for contractors, but it could be. So we're looking at taking these universal rocks, which are used inside zoos and public displays, and creating them for facades on buildings, just like you see right there. And the reason we want to do this is because you can take a 4x8 sheet, weighs maybe 15, 20 pounds. You can't cut it, you can't tear it, you can't rip it, but you can put it on a wall in 25, 30 minutes, tops. That's if you're drinking lemonade and watching an episode of Gilligan's Island at the same time. So we're gonna look this over real quick, and then I'm gonna be installing it at one of my places and showing you guys just exactly how it goes. So I'm taking you along for the entire ride, all the way from Texas back up to northern Minnesota, and then into my bathroom. Well, actually, it's gonna be my shower. You're going in the shower with me, that's right. We didn't have a shower at all in this cabin, so Frankie and I decided to build one that felt like you were walking into a cave. We added a 10x10 room on and then put double shower heads into the room. We vaulted the ceiling and put a skylight in it, and then we also put an exterior shower head in it. Now we do have a shower head on an exterior wall that's got a separate shut off. In the wintertime we can disable that. The main shower head's on the interior wall. The stone that you see is actually made out of rhino lining, and then it's actually covered in stone dust, and it's molded off from a real rock wall. The flooring is exterior composite decking because it can stay submerged indefinitely, and this room is probably going to be pretty wet for long periods of time. And the lighting that we put into the walls, that's actually by a company called Inlight. And it's designed to be outside, but we're using it inside. Okay, so we're going into Sea Life, which we have one of these right in my neck of the woods, but we're looking at the one in Texas. And Stu, what did you do here, Stu?
They did an extension with the rainforest section upstairs, so we did all these enclosures upstairs.
Okay. Okay, so Stu, did you do this?
No, that's not mine.
Okay, good.
He's like,
All right, guys, we're inside one of the exhibits that Stu has put together using his rock work. I want you guys to see how authentic and how real this stuff works. You guys got to remember, this is made out of Duraliner. This is made out of basically the same stuff you stick in the back of your pickup trucks. The animals can't scratch it, they can't wreck it. The whole backdrops and facades are made out of this, so all of that. And they put these in with animals that are meant to do damage to it. Okay, well here's a great example. I'm looking at a waterfall. That's fake rock work right there, okay? So this is all fake. Constantly being beat by water would definitely wear it down. And then you put a short-nosed caiman on top of it. And you know that you're gonna have some wear and tear on that rock work. And it's submerged underwater as well. I'm excited about how this can be applied on job sites. I really am. See, this stuff is designed to withstand the sharp claws of an alligator. I mean, there's one right now resting on his rock work. I've actually taken a knife and sliced it, and you can't cut this stuff. So it's gonna be perfect for a home. Perfect for a business.
All the rock work everywhere.
Stu, you did all this?
Yeah.
Inside and out?
They built the cages. We just did all the decorations in and out of the tank.
In and out. Okay.
So this was my cement banyan trees.
But this looks like real rock. Come in a little closer, Brian. Okay. Boop. This is not real rock. That's how real this looks. You can't tell this apart from the real thing. Now this is designed, this area specifically Stu designed, so when a kid runs up and he sees the fish and he goes, oh, like this, he doesn't hurt himself. It's designed to give.
yeah, so the difference between this part over here where it's really givey and kind of cushiony, like you can see here, it doesn't give at all. And the only difference there is actually that like expandable foam stuff that you use like in sealing a window. You blow that on the back and it actually makes it rigid instead of giving like the other part.
And you can also use that same stuff to make it three-dimensional.
Exactly, to contour, exactly.
And we're going to be showing you all of that. Plus we're also going to be talking about how to seam it, what to do and what not to do. Some of the common mistakes you make when you're trying to install this stuff. And trust me guys, if you were ever going to take on any DIY project yourself, this is the kind of stuff you want to use because it's very forgiving, and once you get over that minor learning curve, it's pretty easy for anybody with any artistic talent to take this up and actually kind of go crazy with it a little bit.
Absolutely, it's fun. No limitations.
You started out as a landscaper.
Yep, absolutely.
And see what the hell happens when you start playing with rocks too much?
You know what really happened is when I was 20, I came over here drinking beer and chasing chicks from America for 6 weeks and went to Disneyland and Disney World.
Okay.
And and I looked at all the theming and I'm like, wow, we got to learn how to do that. So it took me about 5 years, and then I got a guy to teach me. I paid him to teach me how to do cement rocks.
Yeah.
And then about 5 years after that, I was quoting on building the Rainforest Cafe in Sydney.
Yeah.
And all the theming there, and Anyway, I didn't get the job, but the company that did was doing it out of a similar system brought from America.
Okay.
And it's the next thing you know, I'm into that. I'm like,
And so then you started with rocks, but sitting right next to you, Stu,
vines,
is vines,
yeah,
trees.
yeah.
So a little bit of everything, because you're basically an artist.
No, well, the materials enable you to mold anything almost.
Right.
So if you see something you like, you could mold people's faces, you can mold anything. Then you can reproduce out of that out of lightweight material, which is what we've been doing for 21 years now.
So we're going to go back to your shop and
Yep.
check things out.
Yep.
Where we actually get to see this stuff before it gets installed.
Absolutely, yeah.
See you there.
From the street, coming from the street, coming from the street.
It's coming from the streets and it's popping from the speaker. Keep on asking what's that sound that moves your sneakers. Can't control your head, swing it up and down, believe it. If you got it, don't you stop it. Raise your hands and keep on rocking. I wanna change and see what happens. I wanna change. Hands up, don't you stop. Why won't you bump it up? Hands up, don't you stop. Why don't you let me hold? Hands up, don't you stop.
Alright guys, we're going to cut the video right here, but we're not done with this topic. If you look at this stone fireplace, I installed this myself and it took me about 2 weeks. And I wore all of the skin off my fingertips doing this. I would have traded this artificial rock work for this stuff any day of the week. Plus on top of it, this weighs at least 1,500 to 2,000 pounds, which is a tremendous amount of pressure on the foundation of my house. If it was fake rock, it would probably weigh about 300 pounds. A huge difference in weight, a huge difference in labor savings. That's why I'm so excited about this process. And so we're gonna be touring this factory a little bit more, understanding exactly what goes into the process, and then we're gonna go up to northern Minnesota and I'm going to show you how I actually built out that cave in my bathroom that you were looking at earlier. It's really simple, really fast, and this is stuff that I want to bring to you guys. When I get excited about something, I want to share it with you. And so I'm also going to set up some links in this video down below so you guys can get more information, but make sure you subscribe because the entire process is coming